I'm Ryan from RAS, and I've been getting asked a lot of questions about how we're building the body panels on the RAS 13. This is the front fender off of the left-hand side, and I have a joint here I need to weld, so I thought I'd share this process with you. Aluminum's a little tricky because it's susceptible to contamination, and when you're welding with oxyacetylene, as I do, contamination's your worst enemy. So you want to clean it. You want to make sure you keep it clean, but also clean it really well before you go to weld it. I use rubbing alcohol. It's isopropyl 70%, I believe. And then after you've wiped it with that, you want to clean the area you're going to weld really good with a stainless steel brush. That's important. Make sure it's stainless steel. You just need to scrub the area a little bit, break the surface. Then the next thing I use is a flux that it comes as a powder. I get my flux from a company called TM Technologies, and you mix a little bit of water in with it, and then you spread it over the joint you're going to weld. I like to do both sides. It's just a matter of preference on that. And then the next very important thing is the lenses you use. Again, these come from TM Technologies. I'm not sponsored by them. I just really like their products. They have a lot of good stuff for doing this. And so these are a lens that basically filters out the UV that's caused by the flux that's bad for our eyes, and also helps you see through the flux so you can see your weld. And well, I'm going to fire things up and weld this up. Well, and that's that. So the next thing to do is let it cool off a little bit. I'm going to take it out, wash the flux off, and I'll show you what the weld looks like. Washed off the flux from the weld, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of distortion or warping to be expected when welding a metal. The heat has to go somewhere, and it causes it to grow and shrink and pull around, but not a problem. Hammer and dolly fix it. So as you can see, it's, you know, the welds aren't the prettiest. They're not a row of dimes or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. I'm filing them off anyhow. So there it is. A lot of people have asked about the body lines on the RAS 13. And to answer that question, yes, they're being put in all the panels we built. And I'm going to show you exactly how we went about that process. As you can see, I've got lines drawn on here. And the way that I do it, especially on this particular application, is I used the lines, the existing body lines in the doors of the car to set where my lines were going to be in my panel. What I used for that is a laser level. Basically, I set the car up and then used this to throw the lines on the car, and then copied those lines from that. Now I have my lines on the panels exactly in line with what the door was doing. And I made a die for my big old green machine that's going to press this shape in. And to keep a straight line, what I do is I just take a piece of sheet metal, put a bend in it, and I'm going to shape it to basically follow the contour of the fender. And to space it for where I need my die to land is about 13 mil or half an inch from my line. So put a little line, put a little line, this guy out of the way. If you're wondering what these are, they're called clecos. There's a kind you tighten with your hands, and then this kind here is spring welded. This is the tool you use to pull them on and off. Just line up, give it a squeeze, they pop out. What they do is they work kind of like a screw or something to hold your panels together. So I put my lines on. Now I got to take and contour this piece to follow my panel exactly. And as you can see, it rocks, so that's not going to work good. I need to stretch this edge to get this to curve that way to fit my fender. Those of you that don't know what this is called a shrinker stretcher. What it does is has some jaws and mechanisms that will either spread the metal apart or press it together in a shrinking fashion. So I did a few little stretches and got lucky. Landed right on there. So that's the first stages. Next stage is I'm going to drill some holes in these so that they will stay in place. So I line up with my mark. Go from here. And you can see that holds pretty good. I'll line up with my other mark. Steal another cleco. And now this guide is in place. It's not going to move around on me. I'm ready to run my die through it. Now we got the guides on. I double checked my spacing. This is the die right here that's going to press in the body line. The Sylvia has a really unique one, whereas it's a slightly larger step on one side and a very small step on the other. So in other words, I have to keep them directional. The machine I'm using is the Trump machine. I honestly don't know how old this thing is. It's a big old badass though. I love it. And basically the way it works is it's a reciprocating head. In other words, it goes up and down. I'm going to fire it up and run this. So there you can see the bead's been pressed in. On the back side here, you can probably see it really clean. There's the lower step side and the larger step side there. And we'll take it over and hopefully we land it in the right spot. Alright, look at that. Almost like I planned it. And that is how we put the body lines in the panels. That's my video on putting in the body lines on the RAS 13 Sylvia. Probably didn't mention this earlier, but we are actually building this car and we're going to be giving it away. If you've liked what you've seen in the video and you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel and like our videos, and if we get enough positive response, we'll do more. Stay tuned. You can follow us on Instagram, RAS Automotive Engineering, Facebook as well, RAS Automotive Engineering. Check us out on the web, ras-auto.com. On our website will be all the information on how you can take and get entered to win the RAS 13.